Hello, I am DL44 Blaster on Instagram, Chubs and Doggers on RPF, and in this video we're going to be talking about this blaster right here. This is Han Solo's DL44 Blaster from the movie Solo: A Star Wars Story. This has been fully modified, fully reworked to represent that blaster. Now it's believed that Disney just bought a bunch of AWC Airsofts, it's an airsoft base, and did a few different mods to that build, because it actually comes as a blaster already. It does come with the scope, everything's all set up. Disney modified it a little bit. They changed out the heatsink grill, the mystery disc, the bull barrel, and did a whole full left-hand side replacement, and a few other mods as well to get it into this blaster that you see here. And this blaster with these mods pretty much is a spitting image to what you see in the film. It's pretty much identical, honestly. And I'll show you another airsoft that the left side hasn't been replaced, so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. This is a blaster from The Force Awakens. It's a work in progress build. And the reason I'm showing it to you is because I haven't done the left-hand side yet. And this is what the selector switch looks like. That needs to be removed. And the reason it needs to be removed, English, is because what they're trying to do is duplicate the blaster that you see in the original Star Wars film, considering Solo: Star Wars Story comes prior to that. And theoretically, you'd have the same blaster that would carry into Star Wars, which would be this blaster here. And it was built on a real live-fire Mauser, C96 Mauser. This is an MGC, which is a duplication of that, a replica of that, non-functional. But the whole left-hand side looks like this on that Mauser. So, an airsoft being this, you need to turn it into this. And how you go about doing that is you use the left side replacement, which I designed up, which is looks like this here. And you take the selector switch off, and then this fits in here and fills it up. Now in this Mauser, there's three pieces to using this actually. There's this piece, there's this piece as well, it sits inside here, and then there's one other piece. I don't have it on me, it's actually in here right now, and it's a filler because there's a hole in here. So I designed a piece that sits inside here first, you prime it and sand it down, and then you put this piece on it over top, and you can see how this fits on here very specifically. These Mausers, even though they're both airsofts, they're actually different design subtly. So this is designed specifically for this Mauser, the AWC. And there's this piece here, as you can see, that sits here. And once you get that on there, you add filler around the back and through the bottom and all around the top, and then you sand it down and then paint it over, and if you do it correctly, it actually comes out really, really nice, very smooth, and it looks like that's how the blaster's always been. It comes out excellent actually, and looks very sharp. Takes a little bit of work. You have to take the top off, take it apart, and you have to be careful doing that because there's springs inside that could fly out and cause injury. Should be your first concern. Wear some goggles. And second of all, the springs could be gone because it's a functional, whereas the other one I showed you is a replica of a Mauser. This is actually a functional airsoft. So you have to be careful taking it apart. It's not super hard. You just, I'm going to have a build thread down below that's going to be very detailed. And if you're interested, you can follow it and do it yourself. And I've actually never tested this since I've redone it to see if it still is functional. That's not really a concern of mine. I build props. That's what I'm trying to duplicate, a prop that's going to sit on my shelf. I'm never going to use it. But I have been told, and it makes sense, that it does work. You just lose the switch factor of it, but it just defaults to the single mode, and it still works. Multiple people have told me that, so I trust it. But it's really cool. It's an airsoft. And then the next in line is the grill. You need to replace the grill. The heatsink grill that comes with the AWC, you need to replace that to something that is more film accurate. The other one is very small, and same thing with the mystery disc, is very small, and it doesn't line up. And so this is what I designed up. It is very accurate. I'm obviously biased. but I spent a lot of time on these and got very specific with the details. And so much so, like even the flats and the very top part here is flat. This one here is flat. I even did 2 parts because I like the detail that it presents when you use 2 parts. That's what's on this Mauser itself, is the 2 parts, and you can see the divide line there. That's very clearly, that's very sharp. You can actually see it here as well on the actual prop. Here's a close-up of the grill. You see the line there, the divide. I'm sure it's probably 1, 2, 3 parts, but you can see that. So that gives you the 3 parts. I did one as one. This is just one piece, so that's available if that's easier for you. And this is what it looks like finished, painted. This is the polished plastic, the smoothest that Shapeways offers. And you basically don't even need to, you just prime it and paint it. You don't even need to sand it. It comes out really nice. My only hesitancy with this material is it's very smooth, because I think it chips easier than the other one. I don't know. I don't have a problem sanding it. It's not an issue to me. So I prefer to use this material because I know it actually absorbs the paint itself, so it doesn't scratch off as easily. And that's what's on this Mauser is actually this one, the 2-piece you see here is what I used on this build. And when you get in there and just 2 coats of primer and sand each one, it comes out really well. It's intimidating for some people because they hear 3D printed and they think, wow, I gotta sand it, that's awful, and it takes hours to sand. Well, that's generally home 3D printed machines that have very predominant print lines, and the material itself is, Shapeways, they use, it's like a Ferrari compared to a Pinto as far as what the technology they're using. And the material itself comes super smooth and very sharp and very detailed. I mean, they can print slip fits, which is amazing. So it's very easy to sand. I mean, it takes no time, and I like the detail that it presents. And then moving on from there, there's the mystery disc that you need to replace. Here's a picture of said mystery disc on the actual prop. You can see it here. And then there's also the bull barrel. So this is the bull barrel that comes with the AWC. It's really thick. You need to cut it off from the flash hider. It's all one piece. You just cut it off. The flash hider is the same on the actual prop, so you can just reuse that. You just cut it off, and I designed these pieces up here. This is the bull barrel with the fin on it. It's very accurate to, I think it is anyways, to what you see on the prop. Here is the prop itself. You can see the fin here designed up there, and then it's got 2 screws underneath. You can see on here as well. So there's the 2 screws that sit underneath. Now these screws are designed into the prop itself, whereas this one here, I have the screws, the actual screws. See, like that? So I use real screws, which is really nice, and the details come in there. And then you just slide it right on there afterwards, put the screws in, it's good to go. Along with, I use Krylon satin black. This isn't painted, and neither is this. This is the natural color as it came. I painted the scope, the base here, the bull barrel, and the flash hider, and you can see how well perfectly it matches up. I didn't want to paint the top because I like the extraction mark detail that the original prop comes with the matte black. I like the separation of it. It comes out really nice. The last thing you need to do is you need to sand down the scope. There's like a little ring around here that prevents the scope from sliding forward. And on the actual prop, the scope is actually a little farther forward. You can see, here you go, you can see it here from above. You can see how there's a little distance there, and so you need to sand that down and just slide the scope forward, otherwise you won't be able to do so. So that's what you do there. And you can't even tell if you sand it and smooth it out. And it comes out really nice. Yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like I said, I'll put the link down below. And enjoy the build.
This is where to sign up to be a pilot, right?
If you apply for the Imperial Navy, but most recruits go into the infantry.
I'm going to be a pilot. Best in the galaxy.
I hope you're still paying attention, because now I'm going to tell you the most important.